Hello Warcraft listeners, Eulixe here, in video format. I know the quality's really bad, it's like I'm glowing. I don't know why, I'll try and figure that out. I'll tell you why. Because see, in Scotland, it's dark from like 1:30 in the afternoon until 12 o'clock in the afternoon the next day, so you have like an hour window of opportunity for brightness, and I missed it because it's now 6:30. I just want to give you guys a heads up that I will be carrying on the Lands of Lore segment while Stop and Half are on vacation, doing what they want to do. I'm not going to be doing this segment in video format because I've already recorded it and that would be more work for me. However, if that's something you want to see, let me know and I'll try and get the next one done in video, and I'll try and sort out this lagness and the glowing face. I'll try and record during the day. I'll make a special effort for you guys. So yeah, coming up is the Lands of Lore episode on worgens. Another cool thing is the witch who I met at BlizzCon has very kindly allowed me to put my segment up on Bind and Equip while Warcraft is on hiatus. So if you listen to Bind and Equip, which I'm sure you all do because it is an awesome Aussie fest of fun, you'll be able to hear the segment on that as well. Until next week, Eulixe out, and also before I go, if you have any suggestions or recommendations on what you want to see on a Lands of Lore segment, send an email to eulixe@rawcast.com or click over there at the sidebar. I think one of those ways you can click on the discussion forums and then hit the lore section and leave your suggestion there. Take it easy guys, bye.
I want the perimeter secured and the gates manned by 2 guards at all times. No one gets in, no one gets out. We protected Gilneas from the Scourge. We protected Gilneas during the Northgate Rebellion. We will protect Gilneas from whatever this new threat may be.
Coming to you live from Azeroth, this is Lands of Lore.
Hello everyone, Eulixe here with another episode of Lands of Lore. If you're listening to this on the Warcraft website, you more than likely, hopefully, know who I am. But if you're listening to this on Bind on Equip, g'day! I won't do that again. Stompalina and Halfrot, the guys that do the Warcraft show, have taken a break from podcasting for a few months to get some real life stuff sorted out, and the witch was kind enough to offer up Bind on Equip as a holiday home for me. So the way the segment works is every week I cover some of WoW's more interesting lore points, usually chosen from a list of what you guys and girls want to hear about. And this week I got an email from Angel of Chaos asking to know more about worgen, where they come from and why they joined the Alliance. Okay. I did a segment a long while back about Duskwood, which has always been one of my favourite zones in the game. One of the reasons for this was due to the worgen. I've always been a fan of werewolves and vampires, and if we're being honest, worgen are by and large Blizzard's take on werewolves. A long time ago there was a mage named Ur, it's spelt UR, so I'm going to say Ur, like the abbreviation of Ur, and he wrote a book. However, this was no ordinary book, and it wasn't long until it found its way into the infamous Archmage Arugo's hands. The book was the first documentation that there had been on the worgen. Ur explains that they're a bloodthirsty race from another dimension that is well versed in dark magic. To find out how the worgen came to be in Azeroth, we have to jump around in time a little bit, Jack Shepherd style. After the destruction of Nordrassil, the World Tree, Archmundi left Azeroth. Unfortunately, a bunch of his demon minions didn't do the same. Valinda Starstrong was in charge of the assault to push the demons out of Hyjal, and for the most part she was successful. However, once they reached Felwood, the Night Elf forces started to dwindle against the sheer number of demonic forces they were up against. She decided the only hope she had was to ask Elune for aid. Elune is one of Azeroth's few true deities, and as a result can kick a lot of ass. It seemed Elune answered Valinda's prayers in the form of a scythe, the Scythe of Elune. Through this scythe, Valinda was able to glimpse into the worgen world, and not only that, she was able to summon them into ours to do her bidding. Valinda was ecstatic, for it seemed Elune had given her own powerful bloodthirsty army to command. More and more worgens she summoned to Azeroth to fight for her, but as time went on she became increasingly worried. The worgens' numbers were ever increasing and they started showing disobedience towards her. Deciding that she might be trading one threat for another, she gathered up all the worgen still loyal to her and commanded them to stay within the shrine of Melthandris. After much careful research, she stumbled across the name Arugel and discovered that he also had the ability to summon the worgen to Azeroth. She knew her next move, to find Arugel in the hopes that he would know what to do. She set out across Ashenfield to Ratchet, where she sailed to Booty Bay. From here she headed north to Silverbyne, however she only made it as far as Duskwood, which serves her right for not doing her research, because if she had done her research, she could have been in Silverbyne a lot quicker. All she had to do was head to Darnassus, take the boat from Darnassus to Stormwind, and then hop on the tram to Ironforge, and she's pretty much in Silverbyne. So she died, but she died out of her own stupidity. She retreated into a cave in Duskwood called Roland's Doom, and apparently died of exhaustion because she travelled too far. And so the scythe too was lost, kind of. Just like the One Ring, the scythe remained in that cave for an unknown amount of time. It was then that a group of miners, led by Jitters, stumbled across the scythe. However, by removing it from its resting place, they reawakened the scythe and more worgen were summoned. If you complete the quest in Duskwood, you can collect and read Jitter's entire journal, which goes through what happened on that day. I would read it out loud, but I did that on a previous episode and it took well over 10 minutes, plus it's really emotional, and I found it hard to keep it together. Needless to say, Duskwood was overrun by worgen and bad things happened. In Jitter's diary, he describes a group of things that come into Duskwood, known only as the Dark Riders. Blizzard, your originality astounds me once again. It is rumoured they came from Karazhan, but that can't be certain. What is certain is that they sought the scythe but never found it. And even until this day, the Scythe of Elun's resting place remains unknown. Archmage Arugel, on the other hand, had found out how to summon the worgen through the Book of Ur. Thinking that he could use them to help Gilneans fight back against the Forsaken, Arugel started summoning them to Azeroth. Of course, they were still evil and still bloodthirsty and proceeded to slaughter anything that moved. Driven mad by grief, Arugel decided to live amongst the worgen and act as their leader. He also decided to create the Worgen Curse, meaning that he could turn humans into worgens, which was a lot less hassle than summoning them through dimensions all the time. Dimensions? Yeah, dimensions, that's the right word. Yeah, I'm sticking with it. Eventually, a band of brave adventurers killed Arugel, but by now the damage was already done. Then, some smartass called Arthas decided it would be a good idea to recover Arugel's body and resurrect him as a living dead guy dude. The living dead Arugel dude then headed to the Grizzly Hills to start his canine family anew. It seems in death he learned some new tricks, and his new worgen wolf cult had full control over their transformations. If you ever quested through the Grizzly Hills as Horde, you would have been asked to steal a package from the wolf cult. Well, the Alliance version of the quest is to return the package to them. The Alliance, wanting to ally with the wolf cult, not knowing their dark secret, believes returning the package will act as a goodwill gesture. Well, there's a good chance that package contained the Scythe of Elun. However it got from Duskwood to Northrend is unknown. In fact, it might not even be the Scythe, but it probably was. Then, with the defeat of the Lich King and the death of the living dead dude Arugel, the Scythe's whereabouts are again unknown. As for the worgen joining the Alliance, apparently a wizard did it. That's it for the worgen. That covers kind of how they came to be on Azeroth and their story. Wasn't it interesting? If you have any questions or any suggestions on what you want to hear about that relate to WoW's lore, feel free to send an email to Eulixe@rarcast.com. You can stop by rarcast.com and post on the forums, or if you send an email into the Bind on Equip guys, I'm sure they'll pass it on to me and let me know. Until next week, Eulixe out.